Spokane listens when business talks. Welcome to Business Talks, the region's only local business talk show with your host, Ryan McNeice. Business Talks is brought to you by our friends at STCU and Well Dressed Walrus. Now, let's get down to business with Business Talks.
Welcome to the show. We're here in the studio with the U-High drama cast of White Christmas, Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby movie, but this is the theater version. Thank you guys for being here. Let's talk about your individual characters and maybe how your characters are potentially a little bit different than maybe what most folks are used to with the classic movie. Sophie, why don't you start?
Okay, so Judy is the younger sister, and she's more like fun and kind of spunky. It's pretty similar to the movie. The only difference is her and Phil actually do fall in love, and it's more like wanted relationship between the two of them, whereas in the movie it's much more like a forced thing to try to get Betty and Bob together. So
okay,
yeah.
So something to look out for. Bellamy, tell us about your character.
I play Betty, and Betty's the older sister of Judy, and which is pretty similar to the movie. She's very self-assured, and she's pretty reluctant to love at first. However, her relationship with Bob is pretty intense in the beginning, and then they slowly turn to fall in love, where in the movie she kind of falls for him and then reluctant and then falls again. So
A little bit of back and forth.
yes.
That's
So-
the show trajectory or the storyline trajectory.
Yes, and that's how it is in the show as well, but a little more intense in the beginning.
Well, Brady, what about you?
So I play Bob Wallace, and that was Bing Crosby's character, and I guess he's a little bit different in the musical than the movie with regards to his relationship with Betty and his friendship with Phil. He'd be a little bit more goofy. He goes through a lot more of some certain emotional arcs with really enjoying where he's at, and he learns a lot about responsibility in this show. And I think Bob's lesson throughout the story of White Christmas is something that is really applicable in daily life everywhere, and learning to take in your surroundings and enjoy the little things around you, and to really just appreciate what you have. And I think the musical does a really, really fantastic job at highlighting that.
Do you think as you prepare, and I think all of you have a opinion on this, but as you prepare for this, these roles come to be, do you feel like you're being compared or compare yourself to the movie role in terms of figuring out your character?
Well, for me personally, I like to try and leave those comparisons at a minimum, actually. Because in order to kind of prepare for it, of course, I watched the movie a little bit, and just to understand the general outline of the story. But I think the great part about acting is the freedom of interpretation,
right,
and being able to make a role your own. But also, of course, there's going to be specific ticks and moments and things about each character, especially in a show as known as White Christmas, that the audience is going to want to see.
Right.
And so you have those, but you also add in where you're comfortable to make your own interpretations.
You feel like there's enough artistic license to have fun with it.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. Olivia, what's your role?
I play Susan Waverly, so I'm the granddaughter, and my character is actually way different than the one in the movie. Though the one in the movie is older. I'm like 12 in the show, so it's significantly younger. She doesn't talk pretty much anything in the movie, but I'm on stage a good time.
So
I'm on stage more than the one in the movie.
So in the theatrical production, there's more of a part, more of a character for that role.
I get to sing, I get to dance. I just not the same as the movie.
What are the relative ages of the respective characters in the theatrical production? What are they supposed to be?
I think they're pretty similar to the movie. Judy and Betty are like mid to late 20s-ish, I guess.
About
yeah.
there.
So.
Is Betty a little bit older? Because I know Bob's a little bit older. Bob's probably in his late 40s or something, or around there.
Let's hope she's old. Yes.
Well, and before we sing some songs, tell us the run dates. The show opens on Friday, right?
Yes, yeah. Friday, November 30th is when we open, and we run this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday is our matinee at 2 p.m. That's December 2nd, and we also run the following weekend on December 6th, 7th, and 8th, and all of those dates are at 7 p.m.
Okay, and what is the best location for individuals that are seeing this or run into you out in the community to buy tickets? What's the easiest, most efficient way to buy tickets?
If you go to the Facebook page, there's a great event seating link, I think.
Okay.
So you can go there. You can also get them at the door. It's $12 for adults, $10 for students.
Okay, so is it specifically White Christmas Facebook page or U Drama?
If you go to the U Drama Facebook page.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, let's actually jump into singing a little bit of music.
Okay.
And I think we're going to start down at this end, I believe, with Olivia.
Let me sing a funny song with crazy words that roll along. And if my song can start you laughing, I'm happy, happy. Let me sing a sad refrain of broken hearts that loved in vain. And if my song can start you crying, I'm happy. Let me croon a low-down blue to lift you out of your seat. If my song can reach your shoes and start you tapping your feet, I'm happy. Thank you.
That's great. Hey.
Thank you.
That's great. Well, this is a good way to kick this off. Brady, you want to give us a song?
Oh, sure thing. So this will be Count Your Blessings.
Go ahead and grab the mic a little closer to you even.
Well, it's easy to go to sleep. Just try the Bob Wallace method. When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. When my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had none at all, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. I think about a nursery and I picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. Good night, Susie.
Good night.
Another insomniac?
Ah, there seems to be a whole club of us out here.
That was very beautiful, what you told her.
Nah, it's just common sense is all.
You can't take a compliment, can you?
Nope, never could.
Bob, I think you coming out here and helping out the general, well, I think it's the most decent and unselfish thing I've ever seen.
You want to talk decent? Try the old man. I once saw him lift a burning guy out of a Jeep and run with him 60 yards under fire. I'm just a piker compared to that.
You don't believe all that about percentages and angles, do you? A little bit of larceny. You put up a good show, though.
Old habits, I guess. See, the neighborhood that I grew up in, larceny was the only thing going around. Then I went to the army and I found out different. I found people like the general who would put their lives on the line for you, no questions asked.
I found that in show business, like those kids that came out here today.
A bunch of big hearts, all right. I'm gonna go get some shut-eye if I can.
Well, it's very simple. Just try the new Betty Haynes method.
Oh.
If I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting counting my blessings.
If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep, counting your blessings.
Good night, Bob.
I'll see you around the mess hall.
Well done, you guys.
Thank you.
It's a total privilege because I'm more than a front row seat here. Usually, you know, you're several rows up, and to see you guys this close and do what you guys do, it's so impressive. And if I could, tell me the amount of hours that you think you individually put into prep for any respective show like this.
Ooh, I'm not sure there's a number to it.
I think
Yeah, maybe you don't want to know exactly how much time you're putting into it.
And it's not even when we start, like, auditions aren't even the start of when we actually start working. Like, when we find out the show, a lot of our kids are very committed to, okay, let's learn this show. And we start in the summer, and we're like, okay, these are the type of characters. This is the story that we're going to tell. We're very devoted, and in the summer and throughout all of this, it takes maybe 6 months.
Well, Bellamy, you make a good point there. As soon as you find out that, for instance, White Christmas obviously is going to be one of the shows, you don't know what particular role that you maybe even are going to audition for. So you're looking probably more of a 10,000-foot view as to what makes up this show, and then potentially drill down as to what one you'd like to play.
Exactly.
How early for you specifically did you know you wanted to play this role?
Oh, the summer. I watched the movie and I was like, her.
You felt it.
Yeah,
you
I
felt like you
it.
knew the character. But like you said, that takes you back. So this summer, you're talking at least October, September. You know, you're talking 4 months that you've been living with this character.
Exactly.
Well,
and
it's
like
impressive.
She's a little piece of me.
Well, and a little bit different than, for instance, potentially football or basketball or one of the traditional sports. You are prepping for a long time, but you have a whole season of different games. Next week you can try it again, next week you can try it again. You guys put this on, spend all this time, and then you run the show Friday through the following Sunday. What is that like, to know all the work's gone into this, but it's a pretty quick run?
It's a little bittersweet. Like, usually it's kind of nice to be like, okay, we've run this show a lot of times, and you kind of start to get a little old of the show. But it's also kind of bitter because you've spent a lot of time and you don't want to see it go so quick.
Right.
So.
Well, and I guess most of the public doesn't realize how many times you've run through the show. So although there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, you're sitting back not realizing you've done it many, many, many times.
Yeah, because it's incredible to really think about how many hours go into building a performance like this, especially if we want it to be as good as it can possibly be, and to have the implications and to really tell the story to its entirety. It also means that we got to be able to convey it. We got to be true to the script. We got to add in our own. And it's like all of it's just individual, but we also work together on it. You know, as an entire cast and crew, we all come together to create a hugely organized and amazingly beautiful work of art that we get to spread around the community, and that's why we do theater.
It's why you do it individually and historically with You Drama. Compliments to you and some of your predecessors. You guys have been successful at Fifth Avenue as well as awards here in our community. And director of this show and music director are...
This show is directed by Sydney Baird Childers. She is U-Drama's new director. She came from North Central High School and Nathan Hale High School in Seattle. She's fantastic. And it's music directed by Heather Brown, who was also the director last year and has helped us immensely, and she's also fantastic.
Well, a ton of success by both those individuals as well as the individual shows. Let's take a short break and come right back because Sophie's going to sing for us when we come back. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Larry at River Ridge Hardware. Just wanted the opportunity to show you a little bit about our Christmas. We have Christmas tree stands. We have ornaments that you won't find anywhere else. We have the small Christmas lights. We have the tube lights that you can run up and down. We also have a massive amount of snow shovels. Come on out and visit River Ridge Hardware.
They say it takes a community to raise a family. It also takes one to build a business. I came to Spokane 12 years ago as a Whitworth student, and I planned to leave after graduation. But the more I got to know this community, the more I wanted to become a part of it. My husband and I have built our business in Spokane, and now we're raising our family here too. We operate a consulting company that provides creative business development strategies. Our approach is holistic and dependent on intentional connections and relationships. And no one understands connections and relationships better than GSI. They direct momentum towards investments in our community, provide resources that help business leaders connect, and they're dedicated and passionate about making Spokane great. GSI gives me the confidence to build my business here because they believe every organization, even a small one like mine, adds big value to our community. With GSI's help, Spokane will be a place my son will want to build his career too. I'm Eva Marquette, owner of Freshview. We're creating something greater with Greater Spokane Incorporated.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
Welcome back to the show. We're here in the studio with the cast of U Drama's White Christmas. You guys, it's exciting to have you guys here, and you've already been singing songs, and as I said before the break, the amount of time that you guys put into this really is impressive. Let's be honest, there's not a lot of folks that will put that type of dedication towards something. So it's impressive what you guys do, and I think more than anything, the ability for you guys, in this particular case, to stand up there on stage in front of 500 souls and that are looking through yours.
It's scary.
Is there a lot of anxiety there?
Yeah. I think with this show, I think there will be, because it's such a big show for a lot of people. There's a lot of people who grew up watching this,
right.
So it's a big part of their Christmas time, and so I think there will be a little anxiety of making sure we fulfill their wishes,
expectations.
Yeah.
You make a good point though, because there are some shows that aren't as well known. That people are coming to the show, they're interested in being a part of the community, but they're coming to it I'm not sure what that show is supposed to be. I'm not sure what an expectation of a character. And in this case, you're right. Somebody's thinking, do you look like Bing Crosby? Are you, is this, and I would say a lot of veterans probably in our community, hopefully, have an opportunity to come to this show. So
the thing is, I didn't grow up with White Christmas.
Okay.
And so I didn't really, like watching the movie for the first time this summer, I didn't really understand what it was about the movie that everybody loved, because I was like, you can find the same thing in so many other movies. And so I actually did some research on it, and the thing about White Christmas is that it tells such a beautiful story, and it brings back memories in the audience. And when people are watching the movie and when people watch the show, it takes them back to the joy and the happiness that is Christmas.
Right.
And especially for the veterans and for the people that didn't always get to spend Christmas at home, dreaming of a White Christmas is something that they had to do while they were at war. And it's just, the whole story is so beautiful. And once I kind of started to connect with that
and grasp that,
I have a new founding love.
Well, and you make a good point. It's not only the Christmas feeling, present day or past, but it's actually taken us back to an era. The 40s, like you said, World War II era. So there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of emotion. Right. Speaking of emotion, let's sing another song. Sophie, right. Bellamy, I think you're going to sing this one together. Yes. So give it a shot.
All right.
Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters. Never had to have a chaperone, no sir. I'm there to keep my eye on her. Caring, sharing, every little thing that we are wearing. When a certain gentleman arrived from Rome, she wore the dress and I stayed home. All kinds of weather, we stick together, the same in the rain or sun. Two different faces, but in tight places, we think and we act as one. Those who've seen us know that not a thing could come between us. Many men have tried to split us up, but no one can. Lord, help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord, help the sister who comes between me and my man. Sisters, ever-loving sisters, sister, don't come between me and my man.
Impressive, you guys.
Yeah.
Impressive. It sounds good up close. It's going to sound fantastic, University High School.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, you guys. Hey, let's talk about the concept that whether it's film production, which you guys, I think, have general interest in film and production and theater and dramatic arts, but there's this concept of what people see out front, whether we're sitting here in the studio, we're here on camera, but it takes a whole team. It takes staff, it takes crew. We got Vinny on tech here in the back. It takes a whole crew to make it work. If it's not working in the back, it's not going to work in the front. How many individuals does it take, crew, staff, and actors, to put on a show like this?
Quite a few.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of people. So Mrs. Baird, our new director, she still has connections from Nathan Hale High School back in Seattle, and so we've been very fortunate. She has reached out to a lot of people that she's met back then to help out with costumes, and she's like flown them over to work with us for weeks on costumes, lighting design, and stuff like that. But that's only just like a small example. We still have an entire crew of people who show up like every single day. Begging for work, like we have a lot of people who are just behind the scenes that the audience, they don't get to see them on stage, but they get to see the product of their work.
And I think what's interesting, though, about that, Brady, is if they don't see that individual, but what you do notice, if that individual isn't doing their job, they do notice it. Because something's missing, right? Either the stage doesn't look right or the costumes are off, and you're thinking, somebody didn't do that particular job. But if it's done right, that person unfortunately goes unnoticed. So I think there's a lot of time to give those folks credit.
Right. And our parents have also been a ginormous help. They have a booster club for us. They love seeing us do what we love to do, and they're always there to support us, and they don't get enough credit for what they do for us too.
Well, as they say, it takes a village, right? Well, you guys are putting in the time. As we've said, it's impressive. Do we have another song? Do we have another song to play?
We can do White Christmas.
Do you want? Hey, let's do White Christmas, and it'll take us out to the end of the show, and we'll just go from there. But I would highly encourage anybody that has an interest, University High School drama, White Christmas, what a perfect way to kind of get in the spirit of the holidays. So go get tickets, but take us out with White Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Why am I singing this by myself? If you guys know it, sing along. Ryan, you can do it too. And you at home. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I
used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Happy holidays.
Business
Thanks
Talks
for joining
is
us.
produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksOnline.com, which is solely responsible for its content. Ask a question, recommend a guest, and hear this program again online anytime at SpokaneTalksOnline.com. Business Talks is brought to you by our friends at STCU and Well Dressed Walrus. Business Talks wishes you good business and a good day.